Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Diego and this is Loft 801. Today's video is going to be a review of Matt Reeves' superhero crime thriller, The Batman, released on March 4th, 2022. Before we get started, if you want to support the channel, please take a second to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. We really appreciate it. Also, this review will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, please click out of this video. If you don't care about spoilers, then please stick around. Lastly, just a reminder that I am experimenting with the way I'm doing my reviews. So if you prefer my newer reviews, which are more pro-con oriented, then please let me know down below. This review is going to have a plot overview before we start breaking down our rating criteria. That said, we're going to hop in 3, 2, 1. Billionaire Bruce Wayne has operated as the Batman vigilante for 2 years, taking a devil-may-care attitude and beating down thugs while voicing that he is vengeance. Bruce has dedicated himself to his identity as the Batman and makes no distinction between the Bat and his billionaire life, neglecting the latter. The film makes it really clear that Bruce is still dealing with the trauma of losing his parents as he tries to find his path and fix a broken city. In this comic book accurate film, the Batman spends his time solving crime as a detective with help from Gotham City Police Department's Lieutenant James Gordon. Gotham City Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. is murdered by the Riddler on Halloween and he leaves a message for Batman. While Batman is still trying to understand the murder, the Riddler kills GCPD Commissioner Pete Savage and leaves another message. Piecing together some clues, Batman and Gordon find a grisly thumb drive in the deceased mayor's car containing images of him and a woman at the Iceberg Lounge, a nightclub operated by mobster Carmine Falcone and the Penguin. Batman questions the Penguin, who pleads innocent, and meets Selina Kyle. With her help, he discovers that Commissioner Savage was on Falcone's payroll as well as other important officials, including District Attorney Gil Colson. The Riddler abducts Colson and straps a time bomb to his neck, using him to disrupt Mitchell's funeral. Batman arrives and the Riddler calls, using Colson's phone, stating that he must answer 3 riddles or the bomb will detonate. Batman helps him with the first 2, but Colson refuses to answer the third, which is to provide the name of the GCPD informant who helped end Sal Marone's drop operation. In this world, drops are a highly addictive and potentially lethal drug. Colson dies and tensions are high between Batman and the GCPD. Batman and Gordon deduce that the informant may be the Penguin and track him to a drug deal. Many GCPD officers are involved. Selina arrives and accidentally exposes them, so Batman gives chase to the Penguin in the Batmobile, catching him in a visually stunning sequence. Unfortunately, the Penguin isn't the informant. Batman and Gordon follow clues to a ruined orphanage, which was operated by Thomas and Martha Wayne. Here they learn that the Riddler was a resident there and that he holds a grudge against the Wayne family. At Wayne Tower, Bruce's butler, Alfred Pennyworth, opens a mail bomb and is hospitalized. The Riddler then leaks evidence showing that Thomas Wayne hired Falcone to kill a journalist who had the details about Martha's history of mental illness. With the image of his father shattered, Bruce confronts Alfred, who admits Thomas asked Falcone for help, but decided to turn him in after he found out about the murder. As a response, Falcone had Thomas and Martha killed. Before headed to the Iceberg Lounge, Batman meets with Selina and she tells him that Falcone is her father and confirms that he was the informant. Batman and Gordon arrest Falcone, but the Riddler shoots him from a nearby building. The Riddler, which is revealed to be forensics accountant Edward Nashton, is arrested and incarcerated at Arkham Asylum. At the asylum, in a near bombshell twist, Nashton reveals that he was jealous of Bruce and wanted Batman's help to bring him and the corruption in Gotham down. In this moment, Batman gets a glimpse of how his work as a masked vigilante can inspire others to don masks and spread fear. He angrily rejects Nashton and returns to his apartment to look for clues. Batman discovers that the Riddler stationed car bombs around Gotham and has an online following with plans to assassinate Mayor-elect Bella Real. The bombs explode and Gotham is flooded, so shelter is set up at an indoor arena. The Riddler's followers arrive and shoot Real, but are stopped by Batman and Selina. Batman overhears one of the followers claiming to be Vengeance, and he realizes that his role as Batman and protector of the city must change. In a huge moment of character growth, he chooses to become a symbol of hope rather than fear. This is perfectly visualized as he leads citizens out of the arena into safety. In the aftermath, Batman meets with Selina, who decides that Gotham is beyond saving and leaves. Meanwhile, Nashton befriends another inmate, the Joker. In a beautiful voiceover, Batman solidifies his change and growth as he helps the city with recovery efforts and vows to use his wealth as Bruce Wayne to help the city. For me, there were so many aspects of this film that melded together perfectly. For starters, the themes of the movie were executed brilliantly. The film perfectly questions the nature of heroism and shows that Batman is a bit more flawed than your typical superhero. In an attempt to deal with his mental illness and brokenness, he inflicts his kind of justice on the city, choosing to be the hero he believes the city needs. Bruce is only 30 years old and is not an experienced crime fighter, providing incredible room for physical, mental, and technical growth in this film and future ones. I think the film wrapped up nicely with a conclusion to his coming-of-age story. He can't solely focus on his life as a vigilante and must use his identity as Bruce Wayne to uproot the corruption in the city and set a foundation for honorable leaders. The cast within the film was perfectly cast for their respective roles. Robert Pattinson played my favorite Batman to date. He did a phenomenal job playing a gloomy and moody Bruce Wayne, reminiscent of the animated series and the Arkham games. Zoe Kravitz played Selina Kyle well and fantastically executed her emotional father-daughter arc with John Turturro's Carmine Falcone. As Lieutenant Gordon, Jeffrey Wright embodied everything about the upstanding law officer. Colin Farrell was completely unrecognizable as the Penguin in face and in voice. He perfectly portrayed the eccentric, slimy mobster. A pleasant standout was Paul Dano's Riddler. Invoking a Zodiac killer and Jigsaw persona, when he was on screen, it was impossible to look away. The film had almost 3 hours of runtime, and nearly every minute of it was put to good use. Matt Reeves did a fantastic job of providing a backstory for Bruce Wayne, Selina Kyle, Riddler, Penguin, Carmine Falcone, and many more characters. For me, the length of the movie was worth the inclusion of so much lore. In addition, I think Reeves did a wonderful job of showing the similarities between Batman and the Riddler, especially by including scenes where they both use binoculars to scout out their targets. For me, there was one scene in the movie that I wasn't too happy about. I think that the scene where the Riddler meets the Joker didn't provide a satisfying plot development. Despite being an outstanding actor, I didn't feel like the voice of Barry Keoghan fit the cartoonish look of the Joker. As a result, this small scene distracted me momentarily. However, I am eager to see how Keoghan's character is developed in future films. The score and soundtrack of the film were off the walls. I could feel the intensity of the theme every time it played and found myself humming it when I walked out of the theaters with my friends. I thoroughly enjoyed the heavy footsteps of Batman walking in the opening scene. I found them to be more frightening than when he silently appears. I also really enjoyed the heaviness of the blows he dealt and received. You can just hear the pain in each punch. Personally, I thought the dialogue within the film was stellar. Batman invoked fear in Gotham's thugs with his "I'm vengeance" line. I thought it was a clever twist on the overstated "I'm Batman" line, even though it had huge ramifications. His initial dialogue on being a symbol of fear hits hard when he overhears Riddler's goons use the same words. Despite his amazing monologue voiceovers, he also had some really good one-liners about pulling punches and getting suits bloody. The cinematography of the film had my eyes glued to the screen. Batman emerging from the shadows, gloomy rain, grainy serial killer footage, exploding Oilers, and flares illuminating safety all work together so beautifully to create the most visually pleasing Batman film to date. The production design and special effects were also phenomenal. Reeves helped create the most accurate version of Gotham City ever depicted on film. As a fan of the Arkham video games, the city was as dark yet colorful as I could have imagined. The film also paid homage to the failures of Christopher Nolan's Batman in his fight with Bane. The breakwaters around Gotham are destroyed in a similar manner to the way Bane destroys Gotham's bridges, stadium, and metro tunnels. Even the batsuit worn by Pattinson looks amazing. You can feel how heavy and durable it is as he's shot by multiple thugs. Despite having such a great suit, hopefully by the sequel, Batman will have found a better way to fly. Overall, I think the average movie viewer would likely enjoy this film. The combination of the plot, themes, tone, acting, characters, and so much more help make this one of the best superhero films. No film is perfect, and the movie could have improved a couple of scenes, but the good aspects of the film more than made up for these minor distractions. Fans of previous Batman films may not view this one as favorably, and that's okay. Having read many of the criticisms, personally, I don't think they stand up under scrutiny and can be disregarded. For a Batman fan like me, this film was a nerd dream that exceeded my expectations in many ways. I believe that Reeves and the cast deliver the Batman we deserve, not the one we need. Thank you for listening to my review of The Batman. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button down below. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If there's something you want to see a review on, let us know and we'll get to it. My name is Diego, and I'll see you next time.